Hi guys, this is the advisor and welcome back to the channel of upright men and women. Guys, I have a piece of exclusive information that has never been released to the Jamaican public pertaining to the Stocks and Securities Limited that has been going on now for more than 2 years. And this is some very serious information, and I have documentary evidence to put along with it. So stick around and let me see if we can deal with the people their money. But before I go into that, I just want to remind you guys of this coming Saturday. We will be having the advisor bar. We'll be meeting up in the advisor bar and we'll be having a slack and dirty rumbar talk. Now, all of the man them, let me put it right, all of the man them who want come talk some things where, you never want to tell the ladies in front of them face, this is your chance now, this is your platform to talk, make them hear. So while it's geared towards men participating though, women are free to listen. Maybe even throw in a little, so ladies come eavesdrop, see? We're gonna get as slack and dirty as we can. So Saturday night when it's done, we can always go to church Sunday morning and repent. Amen? Anyway, let's now get into the story. Guys, as we all know, a day or two ago, Usain Bolt came out and said that up to now, after 2 years plus after the story broke, he has still not received the cent, even though Stocks and Securities had actually made it public and around or about this 25th of September last year that the money is available to pay back every single person who had lost money from their accounts. This, all we can hear, we don't know the amount, but all they say is over 200 clients. So we don't know if it's 201 or 299. But of course, Usain Bolt was one of those persons. And for those who do not remember, it was 13 million United States dollars that were missing from Usain Bolt's account. Now, I'm going to be telling you how they continue to hoodwink people who have business with them to this blessed day. But let me give you some background first. In September of last year, 2024, SSL came out and came on the news and said that they were in an advanced stage to pay out more than $30 million. I'm assuming that is US dollars, to more than 200 clients who had up to that time had been waiting just over 2 years, that they had the money ready to pay out. But what I'm hearing from persons who had their monies in that agency, that not one single one of them has received a dollar up to this blessed day. So, if every single one of them had been reassured by the company that the money was ready to pay back, why is it that 5 months later, going on 5 months later, not a dollar has been paid out and them have the money to pay out? I'm going to tell you why. I have checked with a source that is very, very close to not only to SSL but to the banking industry in general, and what I have been told is that yes, the money to be paid out is available. Nevertheless, the reason why the money has not been paid out is because SSL has turned around and invested that money in some kind of capital gains trust or some other agency for 2 years. Now, that investment that they take this money and put in, they will gain maybe 15% or so on that money after 2 years, and they would then start the payout after that. So here is how it works. The people who had given them their money to invest, they are going to get their money back after 2 years. Well, after this next 2 years up. So it will be 4 years they would be missing their money. They will not be getting any interest on their money from the time when the scandal broke. Nor would they have been getting any money from the amount that was there where they start take from. So say a person had 10 million there, just using a round figure of 10 million, and 5 million was missing. Before the scandal broke, they would only be getting the interest on 5 million. I never know, say, I never 10 million in the account that they might get interest on. Now, after the scandal broke, all interest on those investments had stopped being paid. So you can't get the money, and there will be no interest when you get it, because they're going to get it. So 4 years it is intended for them to wait for the money, which will be paid out round about September, October 2026. While at the same time, they are using your money, the investors' money, to invest for themselves. Because when they start paying you out in November or October of 2026, all the profit that the money has been earning from last year September until that time goes in their pockets. So, you see what a mess this is? And guess what? Is only one person, to this blessed day, is only one person has been arrested for it. Now, in those financial institutions, I can tell you one thing. No one person has access to the swath of money across all accounts. People are given a portfolio of, you handle them 10 accounts, you handle those 10, you handle those 5, you handle those 8, or whatever, and you can't access to anywhere else apart from the ones you are given charge of. Money missing from over 200 clients now, and you're going to tell me, say, I want somebody do it? When the one somebody could never have had access to the rest, to the whole of them clients there. But guess what, guys? The efforts will go up high up to state level, the government level. Here is why I say that. The financial regulatory body for the government of Jamaica is called the Financial Services Commission. Every bank, every financial institution in Jamaica have to abide by their rules and regulations. Now, the executive director of the Financial Services Commission is a man called Karen Burrell. This is what Karen Burrell said in September of last year when the money was made available to pay out. He said, and I quote, "The FSC remains resolute in its mission to facilitate the fair treatment of SSL investors. This vigilant oversight is crucial to ensure that SSL meets its obligations to clients in a timely and transparent manner, in alignment with the legal and regulatory framework established by the Securities Act. The Commission assures all stakeholders that it is dedicated to maintaining transparency and accountability throughout the process and will provide further updates as necessary." Now, 5 months later, the Financial Services Commission have said nothing more.
That's serious? I don't even see.
Serious as a judge, Rupert. Serious as a judge.
Yo, what's up?
How is that for transparency? In fact, at the time when the money was ordered to be paid out, this same executive director, Karen Burrell, said that he had ordered the SSL to begin the payout soon. But to date, nothing has been done. Oh, by the way, stick up in. Where did the SSL get back the money that they're going to pay out? I'm going to tell you because nobody else now going to tell you. The SSL had actually invested money overseas with other big financial institutions like Lloyds Bank, Bank of America, and so on and so forth. Even as far as Germany, they have security portfolios. So they sold off and auctioned off a portion of those international instruments And that was how they raised the 30 million, I think it's US dollars, that they intend to pay out to the Jamaicans. So them get the money. Now, 6.2 million US dollar out of that 30 million US dollar is for Usain Bolt. And boy, Usain, me don't know, me rate you. Because you could have gone international from the first day until the world about the crebe business you are going, and you hold it down like a G out of love of your country. And up until now, nothing. Them take your money, go and invest it elsewhere, from raking a bag of money off of you and the rest of people in the head. Before them pay you for the 2 years where your money missing, then the next 2 where them are going to take your money, invest and keep the interest for themselves, you have to stay at a loss. Now, this is where we're going to touch now on another aspect of this whole SSL matter. SSL does not just deal with investments. You put your money in and they invest it for you and make profit. They also deal in stocks. This is where you buy shares in different companies and then every 3 months or every so often you get your dividends. Depends on how the market shares in that company goes. Now, since stocks and securities is being wound up and after a while will be closing down, all the people who had stocks and shares in being managed by SSL will now have to move those instruments over to other financial institutions, whether JMMB, Mayberry, Scotia Investments, or wherever. But here is where it gets, as Sir P would have said, spooky. I am going to now show you a letter on the letterhead of the Stocks and Securities Limited under the signature of the now head honcho of that organization. His name is Cadian K.O. Campbell. Let me tell you what the letter refers to first. She is being told, as every client of theirs who has stocks with them, they have been told to move their instruments over to other institutions. But before they move their stocks and their shares, their debentures, anything, what them have to do to pay stocks and securities various amount depending on how much money or how much the value of their stocks are with that they have in their portfolio. One person is saying that she have $400,000 in stocks that is being managed by SSL. But at this point I need to make one thing clear. Nobody who has stocks and shares lost anything. Only people who had cash there. Don't get me wrong, you know, stocks and shares are actually financial instruments, but it's not cash. So them can move with it like how them can move with cash. So those instruments were safe. But here's what now. Someone told me that on her 400,000 plus Jamaican dollars that she have in there, she will have to pay $40,000 just in order for them to move the money and put it over into another solid and reputable institution. Now, when this person got this news, she decided, well, she never have no arrangement with them and she never planned to move her thing and she don't owe them anything. So why is this money, what is money for and what it came about and who tell them to take this money and what is it for, what service them provide. All she want to do is take her sit and put elsewhere. Why them a hang on pan her portfolio and now give it to her unless she give them $40,000. That is 10% of what she have in there. 10%. For doing what? But just for allow them to send it down the road. When this lady heard this, what she did, she contacted the Financial Services Commission. Remember, you know, the Financial Services Commission is the state regulatory body. When she called them and she talked to them and asked them what the money for, them said them no know nothing about that and them no want to know nothing but them are going to investigate. And from last year until now, every time she called, Them don't know nothing about that, and that have nothing to do with them. That are between she and SSL. In other words, the Financial Services Commission, who that is the state body to regulate and see that the public trust has been maintained, wash them hand off it. They give the SSL every right to gouge out money out of the institution where them wreck, and just move them documents over to another safe institution. They have to give them 40 up. They have to give them 10% of what their portfolio is worth. Now, may I have to ask the question, the Financial Services Commission, whose side are they on? Then, but tell me something. If you are going to take 10% out of every single person who has a portfolio there, so for every person who have $1 million there, or for every $1 million you have to give $100,000 to the SSL just to move your portfolio down the road. So even at this stage when they are winding up and it is in the hands of a trustee turn around and a stuck out your eye, while the Financial Services Commission stand up and look on and hang you out to dry, push you under the bus. Now guys, I'm going to show you portions of the letter. If you don't think I lie, me I tell. And at the bottom of the letter, you're going to see the man's signature. So you can't say I know him. And the CUNT write him signature pale, you can hardly make it out. Make him use a grey pen instead of a black or a blue ink. But let's get into it. Now, you guys might not be able to read the letter if you are using a phone. So I'll just read it what you say, but this is the official, a picture of the official letter. It says, in accordance with your instructions, we are in the process of transferring your local equity or equities listed on the Jamaica Stock Exchange to the broker you indicated. The applicable fee associated with your transaction, given the current market value of your local equities portfolio, is for 40,000 Jamaican dollars. Our records indicate that the current cash balance on your account is 0 Jamaican dollars and 0 US dollars, which is insufficient to cover the fees. You are therefore required to remit the amount of 40,000 Jamaican dollars to facilitate the transfer of your local equities to the account indicated below. And at the bottom of the letter, there is the trustee's name, that are the head honcho for the place, and his signature, which him use a grey ink pen and write. Anyway, I have got a copy of the actual letter. Not a copy, I have got the original letter. And I couldn't get to photocopy it, so I just took a photograph of it. If I had photocopied it, it would have been much clearer. But in the interest of time, I did the best I could. Now, I am asking the government of Jamaica to tell the nation what happened to SSL payouts that the client's supposed to get from the money with them thief. What happened to the other people that we forget arrested for this set of thievery? That's 2. Is it really 10% of their fee, of their portfolio that the shareholders have to pay to get back them, to have their money transfer? Explain those fees to Jamaica. And lastly, tell me, Financial Services Commission, what them for? Tell me what them for. Over to you, Jamaica. Now get on this thing and let us know what's going on. Guys, thanks for watching. Like, share, leave a comment below, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.